Hello everybody, I'm glad you landed on this page. Thanks for joining me. We have here two American Lawmans from cold steel. These share the same name, but they're different models in that they are constructed a little bit different. Okay, the main difference that you see is right there in the thickness. Look at that. So this is the older version, American Lawman. This is the newer version, American Lawman. This is AUS8A S35VN. If you are a steel junkie or if you rely heavily on steel performance, this is probably a better match for your needs. However, let's begin with the AUS8 version because it tends to be a little bit more economical. Okay, as you can tell, this one has been the coating, the black coating that cold steel puts on these knives, or used to put on these knives, has been removed with the exception of the thumb stud. I think it gives the knife a better look, right? Perhaps more traditional. So what do we have? 3.5 inches of blade. Okay, the overall is just over 8 inches. The handle is 4.625 inches in length. So my hands are large and it fits me, woof, baby, like a glove. The comfort level of the American Lawman, it is truly exceptional. It really is. So people tend to recommend this knife heavily on the internet. They say that if you want a hard use folder for $60 or less, at around that price point, this is the one to get. And I have to say, it took me years to land on this design, but once I landed on it, I quickly understood why. It is extremely comfortable in hand, guys. This is the biggest selling point of the Lawman series. This one that's a lot thinner, it's also comfortable. It really is, because the main design elements are there, or with the exception of the thickness. Look at that. Okay, but this baby just takes the cake. It is one of the best knives that you can put in your hands, period. It really is superior ergonomics. We're talking about, compared to some of the most ergonomic Spydercos and some of the Emersons as well, but this is probably beating most of them, I have to be honest here. So, at least for my hands. Double finger choil, the typical one here, and the front finger choil as well, okay? Allow you two comfortable grips. So AUS8 blade steel is a Japanese blade steel, has been used for many years. It's high performing. It takes an edge really quickly, and it keeps it for a decent amount of time for regular cutting tasks. It's not gonna last all day if you cut heavily on things, but it will definitely do a good job. The belly design and the blade profile are meant for slicing, right? I don't necessarily want to call this a super high strength blade profile. The handle and lock are, but not necessarily the blade, because you have a deep hollow ground. There's not a lot of metal here, so slicing things up is really easy and enjoyable with this blade. Aided by the comfort in hand, you can exert some really powerful cuts with the cold steel American Lawman. Okay, really happy and surprised by the ergonomics and blade design. How does it take an edge? Oof, AUS8 will take it. If you're familiar with sharpening knives, and you're gonna have no problem putting an edge back on this guy. Okay, how's the action? It almost drops freely. Okay, deployment, if you want to do that, you can, but I prefer the most elegant way is this one, and there's not a lot of friction here. This is a little bit smoother, it really is, but this works just fine. It's slight up and down. Some of these striate locks from cold steel will have up and down play. I don't know if that's inherent in the design itself from factory, or whether it develops that play over time, but there's very slight amount, no side to side play whatsoever. Really confident feeling blade. Okay, it has no liners inside. Okay, it doesn't have liners, so you get some lightweight here. This is about 4 ounces. Okay, and it feels light in hand. The G10 that cold steel uses G10 will sand off by itself just by using your hands, and as you rub it against things at home, in your pockets, whatever. It's not going to be as abrasive over time. Okay, but it's just an amazing material. It'll keep its form. It'll give you a lot of structure for years to come. Okay, so I think it's a good time to move into its brother, the newer S35VN American Lawman with a black coated blade. As you can see, S35VN, which is a premium blade steel, stainless. It shouldn't corrode on you easily. It should keep its edge for quite a long time. You have about the same ergonomics because the handle from this profile is the same. However, it's a lot thinner, like quite a lot thinner, guys. Look at this. Right, that's really interesting how they thin them out. They just thin them out in this variant. Okay, the ergonomics are still comfortable though. This is closer to a lot of the Spydercos because Spydercos tend to be thin as well, with really good hand feeling in this dimension handles. So same double choil, the same blade profile, hollow ground, extremely good cutting and slicing performance. It's just a cold steel Lawman for you guys. I mean, if look at this, the way it falls shut. Look at the smoothness of action. It's just an amazing design overall. If a friend of mine came to me or somebody that's wants to spend some money on a knife, but not reach those extra high levels that expensive levels as some of the higher end Spydercos or other designs cost, and you want to spend around I don't know, used between $60 and $80, maybe a little bit less. S35 is coming down in price, but let's say you want to spend $70 on a knife and you want to get the best one possible, this would be really high on my list. Really high on my list. I know my list is long. I have many to recommend, but if you wanna, that's my recommendation. You want to spend that much money and you want a strong knife, 3.5 inches. The weight on this baby is about 3.95, so 4 ounces. The thickness is 0.13 inches in both. Okay, it's a strong blade. I'll recommend this one. If you don't like it, you can sell it for the same money that you spent. So American Lawman, I've been pleasantly surprised by the design. Just wanted to share my thoughts, guys. Thank you very much for joining. See you on the next one.